I'm Ashley Miller, and this is my KW story.
All right, thank you for joining us today for my KW story. We've got Ashley Miller here, KW Associate, Rainmaker, and fantastic maps coach. And we're going to go through Ashley's story today to learn how she joined KW, what her experience and her journey has been like, how she ended up being a maps coach, and what's in the future for her. So, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Woohoo! One of the questions we get frequently from people is, what did it look like to get to where you are? How did you become a maps coach? How did you become a community leader? How did you become a rainmaker, right? We know everybody starts somewhere, but frequently we don't actually get to see that journey. So what we want to do today is just talk to you about that journey. So tell us how you ended up at Keller Williams and when that was. Let's just start there.
Yeah, I actually joined Keller Williams back in 2015. Prior to this, I was working as a marketing and advertising consultant. I was actually working for a local billboard company, and I also owned an HVAC company at the time. And there was a top local team in our market who had started recruiting me pretty heavily. Lots of coffee dates, lots of lunch dates that had sought me out saying, hey, you would be great in real estate. We would love to have you on our team. And after about a year of telling them no, their last ditch effort was, we're bringing you to mega camp. And that sealed the deal for me. And I came back from my very first mega camp, unlicensed, not committed to KW, and signed all the paperwork that week.
What was it about mega camp that got you?
It was the first time that I had been exposed to actually seeing real estate as a business. That's really what attracted me, honestly, to get into real estate in the first place. I'm not the girl who got into this because HGTV or I love houses. That was not me. Frankly, I had a great job. I was making really great money. I was not looking for a career change. And it was the first opportunity that I really got to see and hear other people speak about running real estate as a business, and got to see just how big of a business you could really grow, and all the different roles and all the different opportunities that exist outside of just opening doors and smiling.
So this was Mega Camp 2015, you said?
Yep, that would have been the Mega Camp of 2015.
All right, so we're in probably August or September of 2015. You come to Keller Williams, you are unlicensed, which is so interesting that you didn't have a real estate license even going into Mega Camp, but I am here for it. What happens next? What's it look like for you now to actually become a real estate agent at Keller Williams?
Yeah, thankfully I was in the position at that time that I was able to quit the job that I had and could focus 100% on getting my license. So I went through that process as quickly as possible. And while doing that, I had committed to the team that had been recruiting me, and I started shadowing. So for about 6 weeks, I shadowed all the agents in the office, shadowed the rainmaker, and worked on actually getting my license complete so that I could work, and was able to just hit the ground running. So I actually started on the team as a buyer agent, came in as a buyer specialist, and turns out I was pretty good at that, and large part thanks to Mega Camp, where I listened to a few panelists and I was like, wait, you mean all I have to do is exactly what you just told me you did, and I could be that successful too? And so that's what I did. And I came in, and my very first year in the business sold 42 homes.
42, first year in business. I think everybody watching this video wishes their very first year in the business as a buyer's agent or as an agent was 42 houses. So that's fantastic. Where'd your journey take you after that? So you were a buyer's agent your first year, you sold 42 houses, you were doing good. What's it look like after that?
Yeah, I quickly learned that I'm actually not wired to be a buyer agent. So while I was very successful at it, I'm just a lot more wired for the listing side of the business. So I I transitioned into actually becoming the lead listing specialist for our team, which allowed our rainmaker to come out of production. And as the lead listing specialist, I was averaging between 80 and 90 listings a year.
So 80 to 90 listings a year as the lead listing specialist now for someone who'd had no track record. I'm liking what I'm hearing. So what happens next? You're doing these 80, 90 deals. Tell us about your next step.
To be frank, I was pretty clear from day one with our rainmaker. My number one goal was to fire him. I kind of got the inspiration from Mega Camp that I was ultimately kind of putting myself on a path to earn the right to become a director of sales. And I really, or like a CEO of the team, and that really I wanted to be the person to grow into the leader and be able to run that business one day. And so that's exactly what I did. Is that while I was growing production, I was also really adamant about growing my skills in leadership, helping recruit and build our team, and kind of earn my way into becoming the director of sales for that team. And in my time with them, which was just under 4 years, we went from a team that was doing just a little under 100 transactions a year to just over 300 the year that I actually left the team to become a coach.
Not bad. So in 3 years, you go from brand new licensed, pretty great buyer's agent your first year, if I do say, 42 units. Then you're pumping out 90 units as a listing agent and you move into director of sales. So take us on to the next step. Where does your next major step in your journey through KW look like for you? And what year is it at that point in time?
So in 2018, I had the privilege, our rainmaker had a fantastic coach, huge shout out to Jeannie Osnes. Our rainmaker worked with her. And so I had the privilege of also getting to coach with her periodically. And so I never knew my real estate career without a coach, frankly. And so she had approached me and was like, hey, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? And I was like, no, just how I'd never thought about becoming a realtor either. And she's like, well, I really think you should consider it. It's what you're already doing within your team. You should really look at becoming a MAPS coach. And flash forward, the rest is history. And here I am today, where I got into MAPS coaching in 2018, honestly thinking I would just do it part-time, that it would be something to really help me continue to grow and scale our team. And I fell in love with it. I very quickly realized that's my place. That's where my passion really was in helping other business owners continue to grow. And so, here I am today.
So tell us about your MAPS journey. So you joined MAPS coaching in 2018, and here we are today, 2023. What does that 5 years look like to get to this point, and what's your growth in that time, and who are you as a coach?
5 years has probably been the most intense period of both personal and professional growth that I have had in my life. And I don't see that stopping anytime soon. And yet I can say that pretty confidently. When I came into MAPS, went through our training program, and I honestly never really looked at coaching as a business. I was going through some personal changes and things in my personal life when I first got into coaching as well. And there was just a lot of things in transition for me. And when I got into coaching, frankly, it was, hey, this is a great way for me to have a pretty consistent schedule. Again, a lot of personal growth came out of it. I've become a better friend. I've become a better parent, a better partner, just so many things throughout that process.
So now that you're a coach, who's your primary client? Like, what are you coaching to? What's your wheelhouse? What do you love? What conversations do you love to have?
Yeah, it took me some time to get clear on that. I used to have this, told myself this lie that, to be a great coach, that meant that I could just coach anybody. And what I have learned over time is my client, right? My ideal person, the person I see the most success in my partnerships with is I coach primarily women. I do have some men in my schedule, but I do coach primarily women who are focused on wanting to build really big businesses and also looking to build a really big life. So a lot of the women I work with are working moms. I'm super passionate about helping women find like that work-life balance and create additional income streams and build wealth, and build something really big while not sacrificing themselves as a mom or sacrificing their life at home or just their life outside of work in general. My niche, I very much enjoy coaching to financials. I'm a numbers nerd. So a lot of my coaching is always in a very like profit based. And very specifically, I like working with a director of sales. That's my niche. I love working with emerging CEOs within companies. So big teams who either have that position or they have lead agents that are on the growth path to eventually become a CEO or help a rainmaker 7th level out of their business. That's my sweet spot.
So you've been with Keller Williams now 8 years, started brand new. You're currently a MAPS coach. What's kept you here all these 8 years? Like, why are you still here? You could go anywhere and do the things that you do, right? You can be a coach at any company. You can be a real estate agent at any company. What keeps you at KW?
It's the people. It is 100% the people for me. The relationships that I have built at this company, I wouldn't be who I am or where I am today if it weren't for the relationships I've had within this business, within KW. The people I've met just throughout the entire country who have either poured into me from a coaching standpoint, from mentorship, just willing to share resources, advice, all the things, I wouldn't be here today without it. And so until that stops being a value, I'm at KW.
All right. I love it. I love it. So tell us something that nobody watching this is going to know about you. Give us a fun fact about Ashley Miller.
I think one of the things that surprises people when, especially like my clients, like my coaching clients, when they get to know me is that I live in the middle of nowhere and I like it that way. So I really am like a rural Midwestern farm girl at heart. I love my little 5 acres out in the middle of nowhere with really bad internet service. And, I've got a few dogs, a couple barn cats, some mini cows on the way. And, my little farm's my home.
And goats to mow your yard, right? Don't forget the goat.
Yes, I do have goats that come in a few times a year to help mow the yard and to like keep some of the craziness from getting too overgrown and taking over my whole property. And the kid loves it. My kid loves it.
Awesome. Ashley, thank you so much for your time today. We highly appreciate you being here and sharing everything with the folks that watch this video. I hope you guys found some value in this. If you need anything, you know how to find us. And Ashley, how do our folks find you if they would like to reach out to you or send you a referral for your sales business?
Yeah, if you would like to send referrals our way, my sales team is the Red Barn Home Team. We service all of Central Illinois, so Champaign, Bloomington, Decatur, Illinois. And you can reach me at ashmiller@kw.com. The other way you can reach me is coachwithash.com as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Ashley.